She opened the door halfway, just enough for me to see the edge of her face. 13. Eyes like her mother's, voice like mine. "Mom said you shouldn't be here," she whispered. I smiled. Calm. Slow. I reached into my coat pocket, pulled out the key, and handed it to her. "Give this to your mother," I said, "and tell her he's your father now." I didn't wait for her response. I turned and walked down the steps, the autumn wind tugging at my coat, the silence behind me thicker than her confusion. I knew the moment her mother saw that key, everything would fall apart. And that was the point. I met Elise 12 years ago at a bookstore. She was reaching for the same novel, The Bell Jar. We laughed, talked for 2 hours over coffee. She had this way of looking at me like I was the only one in the room. For a while, I believed I was. We married after 2 years, moved into a modest home. I built her a library wall with my own hands. Every birthday, I added a new shelf. When our daughter Mia was born, Elise said I finally smiled like a man who had everything. I did. I thought I did. But love is a quiet liar. And betrayal? It never knocks. It seeps in. It started small, a shift in her voice when I came home. Laughter I wasn't a part of. Locked phones. Late nights at work. I'm not a fool. Patterns are louder than words. One night I saw her screen light up. A message. "He's asleep. Come over." She didn't even flinch when she lied. "Work emergency." She kissed my forehead, thinking I was half asleep. I wasn't. I followed her that night. Parked 3 houses down. Watched her enter his place. Watched the lights go off. The man was familiar. His name was Jordan, my friend of 9 years. Our daughters had playdates. We had beers in my garage. He borrowed my drill last month. I should have buried it in his ribs. But rage is noise. Revenge is art. The next morning I made breakfast, smiled, kissed her cheek. She was guilty, but comfortable. That was her mistake. I spent the next 4 weeks preparing, quietly, strategically. I met with a lawyer, transferred half the savings into a private account, rerouted the deed of the house to my name alone. It had always been ours, but she never read the fine print. I took out a second phone, installed a security system with a hidden camera, just one, facing the hallway, enough to catch them walking out of our bedroom while Mia was at school. I didn't tell anyone, not even my sister. Patience. That's what most people don't have. I waited, collected footage, screenshots, bank statements, her lies stacked like cards, and I held every one. Then came the final move. I called Jordan, invited him for dinner, just us. He came, like the rat he is. We sat in the living room, whiskey in hand. "You know," I said, "Elise always said you were the kind of man who'd ruin a home if given the chance." He froze, chuckled nervously. "What's that supposed to mean?" I tossed him the flash drive. "It means she was right." He turned pale before he even opened it. Didn't matter. I had 10 more copies. I leaned forward. "Here's the deal, Jordan. You're going to help me make this clean. You're going to sign over full custody to me when the time comes. You'll tell Elise you want nothing serious. You were just having fun." He blinked. "Why the hell would I do that?" I smiled. "Because if you don't, I'll hand this to your wife." He didn't speak for a full minute. Then he nodded. That weekend I told Elise I was taking Mia for a day trip. She barely looked up from her phone. "Sure, be back by 8. Instead, I took Mia to my sister's. Safe, warm, unaware. I hugged her twice before leaving. Then I drove back. The house was quiet when I entered. Elise was in the kitchen. Glass of wine. Music playing. I dropped the papers on the counter. Divorce. Full custody. Financial disclosures. Everything in order. Her smile faded. "What is this?" "You'll sign," I said, "or everything you've done goes to court. and to Mia, and to his wife. Her face cracked. "You can't do this," she whispered. "I already did." She picked up the papers, eyes wide, desperate to find a loophole. "There's nothing left for you to take," I said. "The house, the money, the reputation you care so much about, all of it's gone." She tried to cry. I didn't flinch. "You lied, Elise, repeatedly. You brought another man into my home, into our daughter's life. You could have left with dignity. You chose deception." She reached for me, a flicker of the woman I once loved. "Please." I stepped back. "Your new life starts without us." And I left. 2 weeks passed. She hadn't seen Mia since. Her calls went unanswered. Court order pending. Then came today. Mia met me at the park. Elise was waiting in the car a block away, too ashamed to come closer. Mia hugged me, then hesitated. "Mom said, you're not allowed to come home."